Welcome to the podcast where we speak truth, illuminate power, and fully embody who the fuck we are. This is the Light Warriors Unleashed podcast. We are all about spiritual evolution, spiritual growth, talking about the things that may be controversial, even some triggering concepts, but we are all about expansion. Come on in and join us as we reclaim and recenter ourselves in the power of who we really are. We are the Light Warriors, and welcome to the revolution.
Here we go, guys. Episode 108, Light Warriors Unleashed podcast. And I am leaning into the energy of I don't know today. And not in a way of like, I don't know about life, but in a way of what if we use that as a pivotal pillar of energy to connect in deeper to divinity and to open up our possibilities even more. And I explained it all in the podcast for you guys. We're moving through I don't know today, because this is another key for us to use in our world if we choose to use this in our world. And I desire to just keep dropping in stuff for you guys to listen to, and grateful that you guys are here, and grateful that you guys are tapped in and that you guys are connected into the space, and just all the things like you're listening while you're driving, while you're working, while you're moving, while you're running out on the road, right? And it's like, I am grateful that our energies align this way, that I get to serve you every single week when I show up to create this podcast and the energetic field and dropping in the messages coming in from divine for us to honor, move through awareness, for us to hold. And this is another one. So here you go. No further ado. Episode 108, Light Warriors Unleashed podcast. Here we are. Another episode. Welcome back into this energetic vortex, I want to call it, called the Light Warriors Unleashed podcast. And, I sat today and I went, what do I really desire to share? What's coming through in the energy of the collective and the words? And it's really kind of fun how I'm going to move through this today. It's like the words are like, I don't know. I don't know. And not that I don't know what to talk about or what to lean into or all the things I can move through, but the energy of I don't know. And most of the time, us as humans are seeking something, right? We're always looking for how, or we're looking for the answers, or we're always in this space of like discovering and like the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and moving that energy through and holding that vibrational energetics and allowing ourselves to be in that space and to maneuver it forward. But it's like, what if the real true potency is in the I don't knows? So I was once on this call, and I'm going to bring forth some conversation with you guys today about this conversation, some conversations about the conversation. Apparently that's the words I have today to serve us today in this podcast episode. Amazing. You know what I really love? I love transparency. I love real and raw vulnerableness in the world. So here we are. Here's how I'm showing up for you guys today in the space of everything. So I was on a call maybe about 3 or 4 weeks ago with a mentor that I'm considering taking on in the energetic field. And she sets up her day by literally dropping into her business structure, like the energy of her business structure. So even if we are the only person that runs our business is technically a separate entity to us. It has its own rhythm. It has its own mission. It has its own bandwidth. We are a player in the business's infrastructure. For some of you guys that are in entrepreneurship, just feel into that one. But here's why I bring it up today in the space of this conversation of I don't know energy. She says, every day I go and drop into my business energy and I ask the business the question of, I don't know, where do you need me to be today? I don't know what's coming through in this desired. If I know everything as a human, then I put myself into a context, into this box, and I play within this box. And for some of us, throughout years of our life, that served us. But when we're moving into our deeper rooted connections of self, when we're actually reclaiming our light, when we're stepping up into this space, when we are rediscovering who we really are, when we go into an infrastructure of a box, of a system, of a process that is completely rigid in its nature, it literally will diminish our light. It literally will keep us contained in this infrastructure, not allowing us to move through into the space of vibrancy. And when we think about that, it's like when we start to play within the I don't know context, and we actually allow ourselves to breathe into that and to surrender into that and to be in this space of I don't know, that actually opens up the portal way for curiosity and for possibilities to drop in. Because if you can actually take ownership of the I don't know, and you can step up into the space and be like, I'm with the I don't know. I don't know what's transpiring here. I don't know how this is moving forward. I don't know what this looks like in the space of things. Then you can open up the box, dismantle all the walls, and start to flow through the energies that are truly moving through you. Truly allowing yourself to connect into divine, to allow the universe and source and God to serve your interests, to serve the actual possibilities. Because us as humans limit ourselves. We are the limitation by the level of energy and frequencies we're holding, by the thought process that we have, by the dynamics of the emotional shit we haven't dealt with yet. We are the limitation. So if that's actually true, which I know that to be true, some of you are still discovering if that's true in your life. So wherever you are in this spectrum of energy, perfection. It's totally, absolutely perfect in this landscape of everything, right? In the space of how this moves through, in the space of how this evolves in our world. So if this is a truth for us in the world, and you're like, yes, I believe I'm a conscious creator. Yes, I believe that I create all of my own reality. I believe that I am my limitation because of my conditioning, because of the way I grew up, because of the embedded commands, because of the energy in the collective. If I am my limitation, then I am also my liberation. If I am my liberation, if I am my limitation, I am also my liberation. I need to quote this. If I am my limitation, I am also my liberation. That's great, right? I'm like, whoever dropped that in, thank you very much for that drop in. In context to the earth experience, we have what we call the law of polarity. And the law of polarity states that if something sways one way, it has to sway back the other way. So it's the same thing with duality. If we think about the concepts of duality, we have light, we have dark, right? We have the moon, we have the sun. We have a rotation that moves through the earth. We have opposites of everything. There's an opposite energy of everything. The same thing within us. So if we are the limitation, we are also the liberation. We hold all of the duality within us, all of the duality within us. So when we actually start to feel into this and we start to look at this and we're like, oh my God, like this I don't know energy, this I don't know energy allows us to move into liberation, allows us to dismantle the limiting thoughts, beliefs, infrastructures around us, and lets us actually start to get curious. So if I don't actually know, I don't know how that's going to play out. Today at the gym, I was in the middle of boxing training and I was a little bit out of it today. So on Mondays and Fridays, I box with a trainer. I want to push my body to a different degree. I desire to kind of get back into the feel of this. I want to have this flow in my world. Like it just makes sense for who I am. It makes sense for my body. It makes sense for the mission I'm on. It just makes sense for who I am. And there's a cusp, an energy I'm moving through right now in an up leveling, and I don't have the answers. I don't. And I just like, I'm literally in the middle right before we're about to start another round because we go 3-minute rounds, just like they do in boxing. So we'll work through whatever exercise we're doing, punchings, you know, whatever we're up to in the space of things, the combos that we're doing together. And there was this one point that this thought dropped in about this next like actions that I need to take. And all I kept hearing was, I don't know. I don't have the answer. I really don't have the answer. And I'm like, okay, great. But here's what I know. I'm claiming that that's happening and transpiring. And I have now surrendered into the space to allow God and source and energy to serve that claiming, because that is happening. That's going down. And that's happening in a way that I desire it to happen, meaning I have certain qualities that I need to drop into the space of stuff. There's a certain level of energy that needs to move through where I'm like, okay, so if that's going to happen, it's going to be smooth. This is where I'm going to stay. This is how this is showing up. This is the things that are moving through. And all of it will be ease, grace, ease, flow. It makes sense. It moves through the energies. Like it's all there in the space of everything. And that's what I desire it to be. And literally about a half an hour ago, some of the answers just dropped in from me, even in the middle of doing something that I just dropped the pin into the universal alignment that said, I don't know, so you're in charge. But here's what I do know, that this is happening in this way. And I desire, and not in a way of like, it has to come through in a certain way, but in a way of these are the qualifications around it, meaning it's got to feel this way. This is what I desire it to land in. I desire it to be this easy. Like I drop into Canada for 4 days only. I don't have to stay longer. Everything moves through. The flights I'm taking make sense. Like everything's just going to move in the way it's going to move. I've got work around this to do right now because I've got to cancel some stuff and move some stuff around to make sure I can lock that in. And I'm just like, I desire, and I don't have all the answers for it. I don't know how it's all going to play out. I don't know how it's all going to come together. I don't know. I don't know. And I'm okay not knowing. And I'm just like, okay, here's where we are. And I'm like, if you're watching the video on YouTube, which by the way, if you're on YouTube, you have both access to the audio version and the video version. And I'm just choosing to drop in both videos because I just want that. And I'm just like, or choosing to drop in both. So the podcast RRS feed is in YouTube, but it's also, you can also get the video. So like I have this look on my face where I'm like, I don't know. I don't know, but isn't it kind of fun to like not really know and to allow yourself to be served? And this is the dismantling, because most of us have been conditioned to control the outcomes, to do it in a certain way, to flow within a certain infrastructure. And if you're listening to this podcast, all that shit's blowing up in your face right now. And if you're trying to control it all and trying to keep it in a way that it worked in the past, it's not going to work, because unless you literally tapped in to your universal flow at that time, which most of us didn't, because we were still playing in certain vibrational alignments, it's not going to happen in the way that you desire it to. It's just not going to flow through in that desired state. So here's what I say to you. The I don't know energy is actually power, is actually opening you up to fifth dimensional curiosity. So curiosity lies in the fifth dimension. Okay. Why is that so? Because when we are curious, we open up an aspect of possibilities. So I don't know is also an energetics of curiosity. I don't know how it's going to land, but I'm going to open up the portal for possibilities to be able to come through. And I don't encourage everyone to just play in 5-dimensional energy, but for this concept that we're talking about today, yeah, it's better than 3D. It's better than you trying to manage it from this landscape of this earth experience. It's better than you only seeing it through your own perspective, because that's all we can see through. And when we use the question, I don't know, where should I go today? Where should I promote today? Where should I lean in today? Where should I connect in today? How am I showing up today? What am I wearing today? You know, like this is my favorite sweater, and it's really thin. It's got holes in it. Like you see this. I wear it to the gym sometimes too, and I don't even fucking care. And it's like, I probably shouldn't be wearing this. My air conditioner right now is set to 28 degrees Celsius, which is hot for a lot of you. Like most of you have your airs on at like 21 degrees Celsius in Canada, set at 28. And I'm sweating a little bit. I got a little bit of a glow on my face. Not too bad. But it is hot technically in this house with this on. But I love this sweater. And when I got home from boxing, I was like, what am I going to wear? And intuition's like, wear that. And it's just a vibe to this sweater, right? And it's like, I am choosing to live this life and flow with humanity and flow with divine and flow with all the parts and pieces. And some days I'm like on, and other days I still have a little bit of rebellion against it. You know, yesterday I was rebelling against, like I watched all of season 1 of Outlander. Okay. Caught it all in. Like I think I'd watched a couple episodes before yesterday, and I sat and watched it. Took the dogs out, walked the property a bit, you know, got moved, ate, kept watching Outlander. And should I have been doing some other things? My intuition around noon, it's like, hey, you should probably, and I'm like, no, we're not listening. So there's days that I have like that, but I took full ownership of those days. I take full ownership of the energy moving through. I am like so connected in the space of all of this, right? In the movement of it all, and allowing myself to show up and to be within this and to move within this and to like create in this energetic flow. But I also live and breathe in the energy of I don't know. Because you know what? I really desire to connect in deeper into my mission here on earth and to get and develop life easier. And if I'm trying to control life and if I'm trying to put it in a certain infrastructure and I'm trying to move it through, I am only creating in the perception that I have, which gets me the results that I currently have. And I want more. I want more deeper connection. I want more love. I want more abundance. I want more lifestyle shifts. I want more. And that's not an ego thing. That's my soul saying, yo, you signed up for more. Stop being a fucking retard and let's get into the space of things. And my self-talk is amazing. And I say that so dominantly in the space. Some of you may be like, oh my God, triggered by that energy. But I'm like, it's true. It's true for me. It's not true for you. It's true for me. So now I'm like, yeah, like, what if we just didn't know? So I want to leave you with that question today. Like, what if you just didn't know? What if you could actually open up that awareness in your field to live and breathe in that I don't know energy? What would change? Would things shift in your world? Would things maneuver in your life? What would change? Let's play in that and see what transpires. Yeah, let's play in that and see what transpires. I got nothing else for you guys today. What a beautiful connected episode. So grateful for you guys listening. And thank you again for just being here in my field. Loving you. All right, we'll see you guys all in the next episode.
Well, we know that you like the podcast potentially because you're still here listening to this actual audio at this moment of time. So all that we're going to ask is, can you please just help us share it out? Tag some friends, share it with a friend, help us spread the word, because each of us moving through together as we collaborate, as we move within this light warrior movement, helps each of us illuminate in lights. And we're just so grateful. I'm so grateful. The guests are always so grateful too, that you help us spread the word, that you help us really step into this space to be able to own all of our pathway. And we are just so grateful to have you here. And thank you again for listening.